Hello everyone. So this is my Liverpool versus Wolves preview, which for me is a great game to remember the late great legend himself, Diogo Jota. Before getting to my preview, hope you had a good Christmas. Hope you're not feeling too fat today on this Boxing Day as you're watching this. And it's weird because there's only one Premier League game today, isn't there? Which, I mean, they talk about Sky and the modern game and the modern Premier League ruining football. To butcher a lifelong tradition and not have everyone playing Boxing Day just doesn't feel right to me. Doesn't feel right. You've got to have a full card of all fixtures in the English pyramid playing on Boxing Day. But there we go. We are playing on the 27th along with a lot of other teams at Anfield. Now, as I mentioned, I think this is a game that when the tragedy of the passing of Diogo Jota and his brother Andre in the summer, everyone looked to this fixture back then and said, this is going to be one where both sets of supporters just remember him. And look, fair play to Liverpool. They have been doing a clap for him on the 20th minute for pretty much every game I've seen. I'm pretty sure they're still doing it at the moment, but don't quote me on that, but I think they are. Obviously, Andy Robertson was his best mate, who the left back for Liverpool, and he spoke about him when Scotland qualified, about the dreams of both from playing at the World Cup. Unfortunately, obviously, Diogo won't get that opportunity, which is so sad. And I've seen from a Wolves point of view that I saw the Trust said they're going to lay a wreath in his memory outside the ground, and I think the old Gold Pack have got some kind of plan of doing a banner or a flag to share their tribute to Jota, and I'm sure Liverpool will have their own plans themselves during the game and probably before the game as well, because he mattered so much for both clubs. He's one of the best players we've ever seen, and especially in the modern era, isn't he, Diogo Jota? I mean, when it happened, I mean, the Man United goal obviously sticks out when he bundled Shaw to the floor and scored to send us to a Wembley FA Cup semi-final, and so many more memories, Europa League memories. And what a fantastic player. And more importantly, what a fantastic bloke. He just come across as one of the nicest blokes ever. And it's such a shame. And it's still shocking when you think about it. He's not here anymore. It still almost doesn't feel real, but I'm sure the tributes in this game will really pay tribute to how much he's missed by both sets of supporters, because he had great success for both clubs and his life was just cut too short. But just briefly on the game itself, obviously Liverpool are going to win. But they do have up to 8 players out due to injuries, apparently. They could have up to 8 players out. So does that help Wolves? Maybe. Maybe it does. But they've had a bit of a struggling season. They want to try and get back on track. And I think if they can't beat Wolves, one of the worst teams in Premier League history statistically, they're in a bit of trouble, because I know there's a bit of heat on Arne Slot at the moment. Now, just Rob Edwards in his press conference quite early a few days ago. I think it's the 23rd he did it. Just a few things to come out of it. In terms of injuries, Toti Gomez will still be out for, he said for a matter of weeks, so it could be another 4 weeks, something like that. Hugo Bueno could be back. That's good news. But obviously, the Rodrigo and all that are still out. We will have Yerson Mosquera back, obviously. He's served his suspension. He praised Doherty as well, actually, for Doherty's interview after Brentford. He really praised him. He said he spoke well in the dressing room as well, not just in that interview. He also touched a bit on Jorgen Strand-Larsen. Said that the situation's difficult, but he's not too worried about the transfer speculation, which he's been linked with Palace, been linked with West Ham, and he probably will leave. So be interesting to see what his attitude will be like if he does play in this game at Liverpool. But I'll get on to my predicted and wanted starting 11 in a minute. So let's go on the head-to-head history with Liverpool versus Wolves. So there's been 22 Premier League meetings, and Liverpool, as you can imagine, have been the much more successful team. They've won 18 of the Premier League meetings in history. There's been 2 draws, and Wolves have only managed 2 Premier League wins against Liverpool. Liverpool have won the last 5 in a row in this fixture in the Premier League. The last time we beat them was a 3-0 win at home at Molineux. Remember Neves scoring that day. I think it was Dawson. Craig Dawson scored his debut. Remember watching it in the North Bank going mad. And yeah, but apart from that, the only other time we beat them was actually our last win at Anfield in the Premier League on the 29th of December. So, very similar day, almost, 15 years to the day. Stephen Ward poked in a winner for Wolves to win 1-0. And Ward, who obviously we did sign as a striker, but he spent most of his career at left back and left midfield, did surprisingly start up front that day, and it was a very surprising goal scorer. If anyone had Ward 1-0 that day, they'd have won bloody thousands of pounds. But so yeah, not good viewing in the head-to-head history, but we have won at Anfield before. That was back when they had bloody Roy Hodgson as manager, though. They're not the same Liverpool now as they was then, although they are struggling, as I said. So, team prediction, right, I'm going to have a bit of fun with this. Let's go back to what I used to do. I'm going to name the team that I want to see, and then what I think Rob will actually do. So, I want to see a 5-3-2, because our best performance this season was at the Emirates against Arsenal, and we played the 5-3-2. So, I would keep Sarr in goal. I'd keep Jose Sarr in goal. I thought he pulled off a few good saves against Brentford. I would put Doherty right wing back. I don't want to see Hoover or Chachua. They just are terrible. Because Yersin's back, I'd have Yersin Mosquera right centre back, with Santiago Bueno in the heart, with Krejci left centre back. He needs a better performance, doesn't he, after his howler against Brentford. Muller Wolf left wing back. So I don't think Hugo Bueno will be fit enough anyway. Oh no. Oh, I've just jumped on myself there. Yeah, no, let's stick with that. So, obviously, João Gomez, Andre. I'd have... I know Fer Lopez wasn't brilliant, but I'd have Fer Lopez floating with Mane and Tolu. Mane and Tolu at Akaderi. So that would be mine. A 5-3-2, a 5-2-1-2, whichever way you want to look at it. Now, what do I think Rob Edwards will actually do? I think he'll stick with Jose Sarr. I can't see him sticking with Hoover. So I think he'll go Chachua, right wing back, Doherty, Santi Bueno, Yersin Mosquera. Would he put him he might put Santi on the left. With Muller Wolf left wing back, I think he'll go Krejci, João Gomez, Andre's the free midfield, because that worked at Arsenal. And then I think he'll go Hwang Hee-chan with Tolu. I do think he is going to drop Strand Larsen and put Tolu up front with Hwang. I don't think he'll start Mane. And Hwang, to be fair, has been a little bit better the last few games. And I think he really likes... A lot of managers like Hwang, so that's what I think he'll do. But comment your thoughts down below, whether you think my team's more likely or whether you think I've predicted it right and Rob will go with that team I just mentioned there. So score prediction with head and heart. With my head... Oh, God, Liverpool haven't been great. We might battle it a bit. So we might keep the score down. So I'll go Liverpool 3, Wolves 1. That's with my head. I feel like we might get a goal. So for Liverpool, I think along with Ekitike. And then for Wolves, I think Tolu and Akaderi get his head on one. With my heart, I can't even go for a win, can I? Let's be honest. Liverpool 1, Wolves 1, and Akaderi for Wolves. Let's be optimistic with my heart, because I'm biased, and go for that. But anyway, please like the video. It really helps. Please subscribe. That really, really helps. And comment your thoughts down below on this preview and what you think about the game, and obviously your thoughts on the Diogo Jota tribute that will happen. Cheers, everyone.